Okay, you're recording? So this is a message to all the devotees that are working on the Soul Tools project. And we all know the importance of working well together. It creates an energy, it creates an enthusiasm, it creates inspiration. What to speak of generating more great ideas, more success, and just enlivening us in general. And we all know how difficult it can be sometimes to work together because we all have our own ideas. We all have our sense of what we think should be done, what is right, what is wrong, and not everybody agrees on that. And sometimes if we strongly disagree, it's really hard to give our energy to the group if the group thinks in a different way. And you may remember that I've spoken about a situation in which sometimes we see a fault or a problem, we're trying to correct it. And sometimes what we do to correct it is actually worse than the problem itself. That we create more problems than the problem's creating by trying to correct it. And sometimes that's also true when we are unable to cooperate. We might say, I can't cooperate with this because I don't believe it. But the result of non-cooperating creates a kind of disharmony within the group that can be more detrimental than what you think is the problem or what's wrong with what we're doing at that particular point. So that's important to remember, that sometimes just being part of the group and working with the group will often be the highest principle, even when you disagree with what the group is doing, or even if later on you find out that what the group decided wasn't actually good and you were right all along, and then you want to say, well, I told you so. But you should understand that your ability to be able to go along with the group will often be a much higher principle, and in the long run will be much more beneficial than just having your way. And then the other thing I wanted to talk about is the reality that we're all different and we all have a different past and we all have different samskars. So just because we're devotees doesn't mean we immediately are going to be able to be liked by everyone or get along with everyone or just very easily work within groups. But we're going to have the same difficulties that everyone has, whether they're devotees or not devotees. Of course, because we're devotees, as Prabhupada said, our goal is Krishna. So we're all unified in that. But still, even though our goal is Krishna, it's possible we can become very disunified because of our own, as Prabhupada said, our own material leanings. So we all know we bring those with us when we become devotees, and it takes a long time and to overcome them. And Prabhupada said something which is kind of scary, but it's important, it's amazing also. He said even very elevated devotees, sometimes they have difficulty getting along. So the point is we're in the material world, and so it's never always going to be easy to get along, and even in an advanced stage of Krishna consciousness, sometimes it's going to be difficult because, you know, maybe we're very pure, but we have some little impurity of I'm right, or I'm the doer, or some little impurity left still that I need to control, or I need to dominate, because these are deeply conditioned desires. And actually, until you come to the level of prema, that won't be completely purified. So even on the level of bhava, which is a very elevated stage, these little tendencies may still be there. And so what Prabhupada wanted was that we deal with those tendencies in a mature way so that we don't allow those to disunify the group or disrupt the group or create any kind of problem within the group. So positive group dynamics, working well together, it's extremely important. And one of the interesting things we find is that even amongst non-devotees who understand this principle, they're willing to make sacrifice for the group because they understand the importance of group dynamics in achieving their goals. You know, although their goals may not be Krishna conscious or their goals may not be very exalted, but still the system which they use to work together, those are systems which we can also use to apply in working to achieve our Krishna conscious goals. So they're like natural laws which help people work together. And so what's been discovered in some of the research that I've read is that a person's ability to respect others, a person's ability to sense others' feelings, to be somewhat empathetic or entirely empathetic to how other people feel, to not condemn people because they have a different point of view or not condemn people because they do things differently. These are all essential elements in creating positive group dynamics where groups work really well together. And the more people, at least what the research says, and I think this is our experience also, the more people are sensitive to one another, the more people understand one another, then the better they work together. And that's going to be true of devotees, and it's going to be true of non-devotees. And the mistake we should never make is to think, well, I'm a devotee, so naturally I am more sensitive. It's not true. And some of us come from backgrounds of very deep samskars of being insensitive or being dominant, more so than even non-devotees. Now the difference is that we're in the process of Krishna consciousness and that we're also using even our impurities in Krishna service. So that's exalted, that's glorified, that's pure, and that's perfect. But it doesn't mean the methods we're using are necessarily better than what someone who's not a devotee is doing. In many cases, they may be more self-controlled, they may be more empathetic, they may be more understanding. So these principles apply everywhere. It's just a question of if you're going to use them for Krishna or not. But the principles that allow a team to work well together will function in Krishna consciousness or outside. So I just wanted to leave you with that message, something to meditate on, and I think this message is something we're always going to have to meditate on, now, tomorrow, next week, next year, 10 years, 20 years, 50 years, when you're all still working on soul tools and you're 75. Save this message because it's going to be completely relevant then, just like it's relevant now, because these are principles that we're always going to be dealing with. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.